All right. What's going on, Mr. Rush? So I'm just looking through the Morgans I do have. So I don't want to work on one that's got a like a really faded back. I'm looking for one with nice detail. So this one's already out. But I also don't want to do one I only have 1 year of. So I'm thinking it's probably gonna be a 1921. So I think I have more than one of those. Sure, what's your question? Ask away. So yeah, this one is the one I'm thinking about doing. It's got a really nice detail on the back. 1921. So I think that's what we're gonna work on. So again, I don't want to do something like this where the back is really worn down. Can you guys hear me? We got people coming in here. If you've never seen me before, I'm Coin Ring Maker from coinringmaker.com. If at any time during this video you'd like to check out my store, there's a little gold chain down here. You can also go through the link on my profile. I make rings out of quarters, half dollars, dollars, all kinds of cool coins. Today we're going to be working on this 1921 Morgan dollar, and this ring's going to be a little different than any Morgan dollar I've ever done. So usually I use a 1/2 inch punch. That's what this is right here, and you can see about there the size of the hole that makes. Now, on this one we're going to be trying a 3/8 punch. That's quite a bit of a smaller hole than that 1/2 inch. I think that's the best way to kind of show what we're working with. So that's what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to try not to split it. And since we're using a smaller punch, that's going to be making this band quite a bit bigger. Mr. Rush, or Rick, he's one of my best customers, but he's always pushing my boundaries on how thick I can make bands for him. He's really pushed me on what I can do with like fine silver rounds, on how thick I can make them, and they've all come out really good. So I've got high hopes that this will come out well. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this out of the slab. You have a 1941 half dollar that is half gold and silver. If you want to get coins, I just get mine from eBay. I don't directly sell coins. I just sell coin jewelry, things made out of coins. So if you're looking specifically for coins, you can go on eBay, search whatever kind of coin you're looking for, and it's pretty easy to find. So the first step here is going to be punching a hole in our Morgan dollar. And about your 1941 half dollar, it's probably gold plated, which isn't going to add a whole lot to the value. And 1941 half dollars are 90% silver. Most of the time they're just worth melt value, especially if they've been handled and roughed up quite a bit. So this is a similar coin to what you're talking about. This is a 1942 Walking Liberty half dollar. This is 90% silver. Usually I don't find these coins in super great condition. There's just a lot of starting detail on them that's pretty high up, and it just gets worn down rather quickly. I mean, these are old coins, and usually if they've got gold on them, that's technically like post-mint damage. That's an alteration that happened after the mint. The mint doesn't usually gold plate or add coloring to coins. That's usually done by a third party after it's been minted, and usually when that's done, it's only worth melt value. We've got a 1776 silver dollar with weird markings on the back. That sounds pretty cool. The one I have has fake gold eagle and lady in the front. Yeah, so that's going to be done by a third party. Let me show you kind of an example of what that is. So here's another example of what some companies do. They'll take regular stake quarters and add colorization to it. It sounds like they did gold plating or fake gold on yours. That's not really going to add much value to it numismatically. Collectors. Unfortunately, it just kind of makes it pretty. It doesn't really add much value to it. So if I can get y'all to tap the screen, we've got about 300 people in here and 65 likes. Let's try and get that up to 100 while I hammer this punch through the coin, okay? And these Morgan silver dollars are 90% silver. They're actually pretty tough. So this is going to be it's going to be a pretty trying coin ring to make. So y'all wish me luck before we get started. No, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but like I said, it's not going to be worth more than melt value, unfortunately. I mean, it's cool, you can keep it, but you're not going to make a whole bunch of money from it. Really, the valuable half dollars are like uncirculated, like super clean, perfect detail, and even then it's hard to get a good grading on a coin. So unfortunately, that one's probably just worth melt value. Look at this tiny little punch. Doesn't look like that? Huh. You said it was a 1941 half dollar, right? That's what a 1941 half dollar looks like. You might not even have a real coin. So we're going to set our punch aside here, put it in our scrap bowl, and knock our coin off our punch. That hole is so small. It's going to be tricky. It's really stuck on that punch too. There we go. I'll take a good look at our Morgan silver dollar from 1921. You get those whole eagle's wings on there. Dude, if this comes out, it's going to look super tight. No, this is going to be a ring. Let me show you an example. So very similar to this one, except this one was done with a 1/2 inch punch, and it has the tail side on the inside. And the one we're going to be making today is going to have the eagle on the outside, so tail side out. It's tricky. It took me about a year to get any good at this, and I've been doing it for about 3 years now. If anybody would like to get a coin ring made by me, you can tap the gold chain down here to check out my store or the link on my profile. The next step for making this into a ring is cleaning up this inside punched edge. You can see it's pretty sharp, a little rough. So I'm going to use this deburring tool to cut away at some of that metal and smooth it out. So while I do that, if y'all would just tap the screen, let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes before I finish this. Just tap away. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest way to make jewelry, but I really enjoy it. Took took a lot of trial and error. If you'd like to see how I do it, I do have tutorials on my YouTube channel. It's just called Coin Ring Maker. And there's a little YouTube button on my TikTok profile if you want to check that out. We got 3,000 likes. Y'all are tapping real good today. Thank you very much. I could send you this coin my dad gave me. He was wondering what it was. Yeah, ring. I pass it on to my kids. If you'd like to get a custom coin ring made by me, you can email me at info@coinringmaker.com. That's how I handle all my custom orders. Oh, thanks, Louie. I'm glad you like it. So I've had a lot of happy customers. I'm not going to lie. I really do like making these. Since this is going to take quite a bit more stretching than my usual Morgan, I really want to make sure this inside is cleaned up really good. I'll take a look at it, see how nice and smooth that is now. So now we can move on to our next step, which is annealing this coin. That's going to be heating it up with fire, a little torch here. And that's going to soften this silver up and make it easier to fold and shape. So we'll just move our camera over here just a little bit. And again, y'all just keep tapping that screen. If you'd like to check out the store, tap that gold chain right here, somewhere down here, or the link on my profile. That'll take you to my website. You can see we've got kind of a blue flame coming out. As we heat this coin up, we're going to be watching for that flame to turn more of a dark orange. And that's kind of my signal that the coin has heated up enough. You don't want to overheat your silver, so you'll start getting blistering. And that's one way you can lose detail on your coin. You want to make sure your detail stays nice and crisp. I can see a little bit of that orange flame coming now. That should be pretty good. Got some really nice purple and green toning on that. It's hard to see through the camera, but it's pretty. All right, this is one of my favorite parts. This is called quenching. I'm just gonna dip this, is just plain water from the sink, and we're just gonna dip it in there. That's just gonna cool it off. Since this is silver, we can quench in water. If it was like steel or iron, you would want it to air cool. I know some people get a little confused about that. Notice that 0.99 silver is so soft. The one I wear all the time has really lost detail. Yeah, well, silver is just quite a bit softer. This one right here, I believe, is fine silver. And you can see it's really lost its shape quite a bit compared to 90% silver, which really keeps detail very nicely, and it's also really strong. I mean, you can definitely still nick into it if you hit it hard enough, but 90% silver is definitely much tougher, especially when I'm working with it. Like, we're going to start folding and shaping this, and if it was fine silver, it would be so much easier. This is going to be pretty tough. I'm going to have to use my muscles. Y'all tap the screen. We got about 500 people in here. If you've never seen me before, welcome to the live. I'm Coin Ring Maker. I make coins like this into rings like this. You can find my store at coinringmaker.com, and you can use the coupon code WELCOME to save 10%. How about that? Let's see if we can get to 5,000 likes, and we're going to go over here and start folding this coin. Yeah, I would say for fine silver rings, that would be something you might not want to wear all the time. That might be like a special occasion piece of jewelry where 90% silver is definitely going to have a bit longer wearable shelf life. It's like, even this coin, just this coin right here is over 100 years old, and look at the detail it's retained after being in circulation, gone hand to hand to who knows how many people, and it's still I mean, really, really nice. So technically it is defacing, but it's not fraudulent defacing, which is against the law. So if I was taking pennies and making them appear to look like dimes, increasing the face value, or making the coin appear to look like it was a more valuable coin than it actually is, that would be illegal. But turning coins into jewelry, such as this ring right here, this is a Morgan dollar I've already finished, is completely legal, because what you're buying is jewelry. It's no longer a coin. You can't spend it. It's very similar to a penny smashing machine you might find at an amusement park. Yeah, no problem. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We got about 1,000 people in here. If you guys can just tap the screen while I fold this coin. And if you want to check out the website, you can tap the gold chain down here or the link on my profile. We got this on a doming block. This is a 1-ton arbor press, and this is a ball bearing. So we're just going to give this a nice fold here. And as I work on the coin, it's going to reharden. That's called work hardening. So I'm not even actually able to fold this all the way down on the doming block before I can feel it rehardening. So we're going to go ahead and anneal this again, re-soften that metal up, and give it another fold. Y'all hit that follow button, hit the screen, tap the screen, visit the website, share it all around. Let's go. Are we doing pretty good? We're doing pretty good. All right. Let's light it up. And again, we're looking for that blue flame to look, turn into kind of an orange, dark color. Thank you guys for tapping that follow button. I see quite a few people giving me a follow. Always makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So I do appreciate it. We got 6,900 likes. 7,000 likes. Very nice. I feel like that might be pretty good. Yeah, I can see a little bit of orange there. Get real close for this quench. And dry it off real quick, and I'll give you guys a look at it. I know, ugly quenching pot. Sorry. Y'all don't want to see that. Just a glass jar filled with water and rust. There we go. We still got really nice detail. It's looking really good. We're going to go ahead and keep folding it in the doming block here. So this is a Morgan silver dollar. It's 90% silver. And we're making it into a ring today. Really very tough, strong coin. And we've got a smaller than usual hole punch. Usually I do a 1/2 inch. This one's 3/8. Now we're gonna find a folding cone to fold this in. This is a folding die, but yeah. These are 17 degrees. Now we're going to look for the cone. I'm just going to give that a good fold here on the 1-ton arbor press. And as we do this, it's going to get more and more cone shaped. But we've folded it quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and re-anneal this, soften it up again, then we'll come back over here. And this annealing really makes a big difference. So if you don't anneal your coins, they get brittle and you have a chance of creating a snap. So I really want to make sure I can keep the metal as soft as I can while I'm working on it. Why don't I do this the right way? I don't know. I do it my way, man. I didn't know I was doing it wrong. Seems to work pretty well for me. Thank you guys for following. At 8,000, it's pretty cool. There's our orange flame. Let me just dry this off real quick. I saw quite a few comments, so I'm gonna scroll back up here and see what I missed. Need to use a spoon on a Morgan dollar? I don't know, man. I don't want to take 2 weeks to make this thing. And you lose all the outside detail when you use a spoon. It ends up just a soft, smooth thing. Yeah, like trench art. I know what you're talking about, but I've never done it with a spoon. I have done it on like a mandrel. So what I used to do to bend and shape this is hammer it on a mandrel like this. That's what's up. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the live. We're gonna hop back over here and give it another fold. Yeah, they take some time, no doubt. I mean, still nonetheless impressive. Did you guys know that somebody makes a coin ring in Cool Hand Luke? Like, I swear I've seen that movie like 100 times, and I never noticed until like a year ago that there's a guy making a spoon ring, or not a spoon ring, a coin ring in Cool Hand Luke. Go back and watch it sometime. I think he's doing it the old school way too, with a spoon. Looks a little rough. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for about 3 years, so I've tried a lot of different methods to get this. Yeah, I've seen Roman Atwood do this too. And then he put it up on eBay and sold it for like $500,000 or something. And that was just a $50. This one's a whole Morgan dollar. See if we can go to our next smallest die. Yep, that fits in there. I guess Roman did an okay job. He's definitely got a fair amount of money to invest in tools. Here we go. That hole's really stretched out quite a bit from 3/8 of an inch. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and sand this a little bit to make sure we aren't getting any cracks starting. We'll anneal it one more time, and we should be able to finish it out on this next fold as far as the cones go. Serious question. I thought it was illegal to do this kind of thing to money. Nope. As long as you aren't fraudulently altering the money, like trying to deceive someone based on its face value or collector's value, not illegal. If you've ever seen a penny smashing machine, it's very similar to that. People have actually been making jewelry out of money for like thousands of years. Almost as old as money is, there's like fossil record, artifact record of people making jewelry out of it. So it's a pretty old practice. There's the orange flame we're looking for. I really appreciate you guys not complaining about my internet connectivity. I can see that it's not super great today. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching, even though it's probably cutting in and out. Hardest coin to turn into a ring, I would say like a Franklin $50. Let's see if I've got one over here I can show you. Yeah, so this coin right here has really high and low spots of detail, especially around his bald head, which makes the ring not want to be very even. So you have to do a lot of correction on this. You got to stretch it and reduce it and stretch it and reduce it. It takes quite a bit more work to get this to become a very nice looking ring. It wants to kind of make an oval shape instead of a circle shape. So if you know anybody who's made coin rings, ask them if they've ever done a Franklin $50. They'll glare at you. It's a bit of a pain. It's the coin that doesn't want to be a ring. Yeah, I have a lot of options available for the types of coins I can make. All kinds of quarters, all 50 state quarters in copper and 90% silver, specific years, quarters, half dollars, dollars, American Eagles, fine silver rounds I can make into rings. Go check them out. Tap the gold link down here, the link in my profile. You can use the coupon code WELCOME to save 10%. I would really appreciate you just visiting the website and clicking around. It's a one-man business here, so if you want to check out my stuff, that's how you do it. I do appreciate it. Use the spoon method to make a Franklin? Woo! That sounds tricky. There we go. Oh, I forgot to sand it. But either way, we've got this right up against the cone now. So that's the 17-degree fold. We're gonna make this into a size 9.5, right, Rick? Do you do any selling or post-treatment on modern copper clads? No. I just leave them copper. I'm pretty clear that I'm selling a copper ring. I do suggest, like on my business card here, I suggest adding clear fingernail polish to prevent green finger. I'm very upfront about it. Of any... Why though? Yeah, I can do custom orders, or you can pick from the coins I have available on my website. Why though? Yeah, I can do custom orders, or you can pick from the coins I have available on my website. One more time, and then we're going to start stretching this out. Sounds complicated. A little bit, but the results, I think it's well worth. Being complicated. Nice. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Say, I have a couple. I've got I've got one or two. Let me dry this off real quick. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If you haven't checked out the website yet, you can tap the gold chain at the bottom of the screen or the link in my profile. You can use the coupon code WELCOME to save 10%. Lots of cool coin rings there. Go check them out. We're going to start stretching this thing out. I really want to make sure this edge is nice and smooth. I'm actually going to sand it just a little bit more. How long does a 1967 quarter take to make that allows you to sell it for only $25? 1 day. 1967 is going to be a clad quarter, so the cost of acquiring that coin isn't super high. So most of that price is just paying for tools, labor, and taxes. Worst occupation business, hands down. How do you do the spoon method? Well, you take a quarter like this and you punch a hole in it. Usually it wouldn't be this big, but like that. And then you hit the edge of it repeatedly and rotate it until this becomes flat. So you don't retain a lot of detail with that method. Usually it's just kind of a band at that point, but for people who don't have access to regular metal or have a lot of free time, like in jail or something like that, or in the trenches of the war, you got a coin, you got time to spare, you can make jewelry out of it. I mean, if you want to give me more money, there is an option on my TikTok profile to leave a tip. You can easily do that. I do like to keep my prices reasonable, though, so that more people have access to cool coin jewelry, right? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start stretching this out on the ring stretcher. That's over here. That's this blue thing. How this works is when I pull up on this lever, you can see a spike comes out of here. The spike is thicker at the bottom than it is at the top. It's kind of a cone shape. And as that goes up, it pushes these splines outward, and that stretches the ring. So we're just going to stretch that ring out on here. I like to put some blue paper towel between my ring and my stretcher. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any more. So we're going to use this here. Now, where did I put that ring? There it is. Okay. So the blue shop towel is so we don't have metal on metal contact. That's going to help keep that inside detail looking nice and crisp. But as we do this, it puts a lot of pressure on the towel, so it can actually cut straight through it. So you can see me kind of moving it around on here to make sure that there's still towel between the ring and the stretcher. We've stretched it pretty good. We stretched it out quite a bit. Let's see if I missed any. Do I have any 2A coins to ring? Someone do one a while back. I've got this one. I mean, it's not quite a Second Amendment round, but I mean, it's got guns on it. It says liberty or death. I think it's pretty dope. But I don't have a whole lot with guns on them. So as we stretched it, it definitely work hardened. So we're gonna anneal it one more time here. Were you talking about AA, or were you talking about the Second Amendment? Now I feel stupid. Are you talking about like a like an AA token? I could see how that could go both ways. I've seen other people do AA tokens. I've never done one myself because I'm not sure what they're made of. They're not really. Any colorization that's done to coins usually peels off rather quickly once you start bending and shaping and heating it up with fire. So I don't really work with any colorized or like plated coins. I have tried colorized quarters before, but like I said, that enamel paint they put on there just peels off really quickly. And all that fresh silver looking nice and shiny and smooth. Very nice. Look at the detail on this thing. It's pretty damn cool. We're going to try and get this to a 9.5. Let's see where we're at. It's at a 12 right now. I do want to stretch it just a little bit more for shaping purposes, but we shouldn't have to stretch it a whole lot more than we've done. So we'll go back over here to the ring stretcher. Make sure we keep that paper towel in between the coin and the stretcher. But honestly, that should be pretty good. What's going on? Take a good look at what we've got so far. So this next step, we're going to be using something called a Swedish wrap die. And that is a die like this. This is a 17-degree die. This is what we use to fold it. These Swedish wrap dies have about a 4-degree decline on them. So they're much longer, and the change is much less drastic than the 17-degree die. And that's going to allow us to shrink this down to our target size of 9.5, and it's also going to help shape it and make it more of a straight band instead of this kind of cone shape. But it does apply a lot of pressure to the coin itself, so we have to make sure that it stays nice and soft. So I am going to anneal it again. I know we just annealed it to stretch it a little bit, but I want this to be as soft as possible as we use this Swedish wrap. Mostly from eBay. I just try and snipe good auctions, or if a customer is looking for like a specific year and I don't have it, it's very easy to go on eBay, look at the condition of the coin, find a specific state or year, denomination and get that rather quickly. It's pretty trustworthy too. Like plumbing tape. The brand Blue Monster is just a little tougher than the average white plumbing tape you might use. I really like it because I don't have to wrap it as many times. If I was using regular, I think it's called Teflon tape, I would have to wrap this a heck of a lot more times. Yeah, pretty much any coins. There's not one I've turned down yet. I don't mess with steel really, but you know, copper, silver, 90% silver, gold. Pretty much anything that's in circulation or has been in circulation in the United States I've worked on. I also do some fine silver rounds that look really good. You can see all the stuff I do by tapping the gold chain down here by the chat. That'll bring up my store here inside TikTok. It's pretty cool. So check that out if you're interested. Now I'm just going to pop that inside our Swedish wrap and find a pusher. That's this thing. Is the right size. You got to be careful when you pick a pusher. So if I picked one that was too small, it could slip inside and cut into the ring. That's really, really bad. So you want to make sure you get the biggest one you can on top so that it's not going to mess up your ring. As you push it down, you're going to kind of max that out. So then we're going to flip it over. Yeah, if you'd like to send me a coin to work on, you can email me at info@coinringmaker.com. That's how I handle all my custom orders at the time. Or at this time. All the way at the bottom. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Now you can see we've got quite a bit tighter incline on that cone shape. It's not 17 degrees anymore. But you can also see that the tape has really pushed in. Once you can see the detail of the coin through the tape, that's a good idea that you need to re-anneal and add some more tape. So we're going to take this off of here. We'll do it over here so you can see. It's coming along really nicely. I thought doing a punch size this small would be a little more difficult, but I've done quite a few Morgan dollars, so I understand the method to get there. I'm going to make sure everything's looking good. We're still well above our target size, so that's good. And we'll go ahead and anneal this and wrap it again. Make it even smaller. If y'all wouldn't mind tapping the screen, we got 10,700 likes on this live. At one point we had 1,000+ people in here. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it looks cool in that blue. And what's really neat, if I don't burn myself, is you can still, I'll show you in a second, you can still see the lettering on the tape after you take it off. I think it's pretty neat. I'll show you here in a sec. If you haven't followed me yet, please consider hitting that follow button. If you haven't checked out the store, the link's on my profile, or you can tap the gold chain at the bottom of the... Really clearly. It's pretty cool. I have a feeling that this live replay is not going to come out very good because my internet connection has been super wonky. That's a shame. There we go. We got it nice and wrapped up again. Find the next size Swedish wrap. Not quite. Yeah, this one should be pretty snug, but I think it'll fit in here. That's too big. There we go. So we're just going to push it down in there. That's getting pretty hard to do. I can feel it in my muscles. I'm gonna try and push it just one more go. Well, I started with really basic tools and then reinvested 1/3 of all my income into tools. So over time, it like paid for itself, but definitely wouldn't want to buy all these tools in one go. Yeah. Right now it's sitting at about an 11.5. Gotta go down 2 sizes. I've been doing this for about 3 years. And I was doing it every day for about 3 years. The past month and a half or so, I've taken a little bit of a break. So this is the first live I've done in a while. So I do appreciate y'all stopping by and watching. Now, I really like this tape, but sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to remove. Take a look at it. It's getting nice and tight. Really good detail still. Looks good. I'm actually going to use a little bit of steel wool. See if that'll catch some of that tape off of there. Yeah, shined it up a little bit too. Alright, we're going to anneal it one more time and keep on reducing. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you haven't checked out the website yet, it's coinringmaker.com. Links on my profile. You can also tap the gold chain at the bottom of the screen. If you haven't given me a follow, hit that follow button. Press lines in the finished product. I'm not sure. I don't know, I really try to keep as much detail on the coin as I can. That's what this tape's for. Let's go push it. Really doesn't want to go much further. I don't think the pusher's bottomed out quite yet. It's just a tough coin. What metal is easiest to work with, hardest? So copper's pretty easy, and it's also rather tough. So I like copper clad, for example, like this copper clad quarter here. I like working with that because it keeps detail. It's pretty strong, and it's also rather easy to work with. Fine silver is the easiest to work with by far. But if you wear it every day, the detail does wear down the fastest. 90% silver, which is what we're working with today, is very tough to work with. You need quite a bit of muscle to get this done. I see a lot of other people use like hydraulic presses instead of an arbor press because it's just hard to work with. But it's also a lot tougher, so it retains detail much longer. I got that pretty nice and small. What I'm going to do now is flip it over and reduce this other side. Try and even that up here. Oh, I need this thing that's holding up my camera to pop it out. Sometimes they get a little snug in there. So it's not quite matched up yet. I like to do this in a couple steps to make sure that I don't reduce this side more than I've already reduced the other side. So we're going to put it back in, push a little more, and check it. Check it out, it's getting a little closer. Little baby changes. This edge is starting to get a lot more even with that one. I think one more little push, and we should be relatively close. So far, so good, though. Like, this ring's come out rather nicely. I'm pretty pleased with it. We're going to hop over here, take the tape off, and check our ring size. I feel like it is probably still a little too big. We're shooting for a 9.5. Pretty cool though. Definitely a bit thicker than mine. And if you look on the inside here, there's a little bit of a lip comparatively. If you look at mine, you can see I've cut that lip away. So it's uncomfortable. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take my deburring tool and just cut that lip away. Maybe you can see it better through here. It's just really uncomfortable, and it makes sizing the ring kind of difficult because it's going to be, like, this is the tightest point on the ring compared to over here where it's much wider. So if I get rid of that lip, it's more even all the way through the ring. Thanks, man. I think it's pretty cool. And just for kicks, we're at a size 8 right now. So we're actually a little smaller than we need to be. But that's okay, because removing that lip is going to make the ring size bigger. Now when I do this, I go by the feel test. I have to actually feel to see if the lip is still there, because that fresh silver is deceptive. It's very shiny, and it's hard to tell if that lip is still there just like looking with your eye. So you want to feel all the way around and make sure it's smooth. See, I could still feel it, so we're going to cut away at it a little more. This is actually much harder than it looks. See? It's hard to do, because you have to apply a lot of pressure to cut away. But you also have to try not to slip and mess up the inside detail. You gotta be strong but slow. I've seen some people do this, but they go really quickly. That makes this thing skip around. It goes and it leaves a lot of cuts instead of a nice, smooth, comfortable edge. I know this is kind of slow and boring. So if you guys want to go visit the website while I finish this up, you can tap the gold chain at the bottom of the screen or the link on my profile. Go see some pictures of other rings I make. they're pretty cool. Checking that field test. It feels pretty smooth. Still a little bit right there. Well, if you'd like to see this video from the beginning, I suggest subscribing to Coin Ring Maker on YouTube. I repost all my TikTok lives there. I would also suggest following me because I'm doing this all the time here on TikTok. This is a Morgan silver dollar. We're making it into a ring, slowly but surely. Still just a little bit of lip right there. That looks good. Oh yeah. Now we'll check our ring size, and that is just a little over 9.5. Do you want me to try and reduce that down to 9.5? Are you good with that, Mr. Rush? Where am I? I'm in my coin workshop. You still here, Rick? Oh, I'm in Texas. I was just joking around. Yeah, I'm in Texas. 9.5. All right, I'll reduce it down a little bit. Knock some of that fire scale off of there, get it looking nice and shiny. God, that's a pretty ring, bro. Heading to Austin. Nice. I thought I could reduce it in the 17-degree die. It doesn't want to move at all. Even though I'm like maybe a quarter of a size off. It doesn't want to move. So we're gonna have to do it in the Swedish wrap. Wrapped up again. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Again, we just want to make little bitty changes. We don't want to go too far. I'm just fighting with the tape here. Give me a second. You can see it's clinging on. I'm glad you liked it. I think it's pretty cool. I can definitely sit and watch people make coin rings for a while. If you'd like to see more of my work, like I said again, subscribe to me on YouTube. All of my TikTok lives are reposted there, so there is literally hundreds of hours of me making coin rings on YouTube. The channel's name is just Coin Ring Maker. I did make it just a little too small, so I do need to stretch it just a little. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble growing on YouTube. I don't know what it is, but compared to here on TikTok, like it's like a drop in the ocean. So I would really appreciate a couple more YouTube subscribers. There we go, right at 9.5. Perfection. Now we get to make it pretty. This is my favorite part. We can get the rest of this tape off of here. I really like 90% silver coin rings because they just clean up so well. Very, very pretty. Gotcha. Thank you very much. Yes. I can do 1 ounce Indian head, quite a bit bigger, but the 1/2 ounce I can only go to a size 12. Size 13 just is too big. They don't want to go that big. We are going to stretch this side out just a little bit. Yeah, they can be gold plated. Unfortunately, unless you do it with like a really, really expensive gold plating system, the plating rubs off as you wear it. I offered it for a little bit, but I did it to like one of my own rings that I wore for, I don't know, 2 weeks, and the plating came off, so I stopped offering it because I wasn't pleased with how long it lasted. See if we can push it just a little bit more. So that locked up on that pusher. So that's as far as we can go with it. Bigger than 13 I can do on half dollars, 1 ounce rounds, larger coins. Quarters is the biggest I can do for 13. Or 13 is the biggest I can do for quarters. What size do you need? Yeah, I think that might be too big for the fine silver half ounce, but I could do a 1 ounce with it. So we just stretch this side out a little bit to get these two more even, and when I do that, it actually makes the other side wider, which is interesting. But you can see here now we are a little bit past our target size again, so I do need to reduce that once more. Yeah, the Indian head 1 ounce is pretty dope. I really like the 1 ounce rings. I'm glad I was able to get those to work. I was a little scared when I first started with them. Don't see it. Should be under fine silver 1 ounce. So everything's sorted by metal and then by type of coin. Just a little bit further. You know what? I might have misspoke. So on the Indian head, the Buffalo Indian head, I have these in half ounce and 1/4 ounce, but I may not have them in 1 ounce. I'm not seeing them either. So that might be something I need to look into. I thought I had some. Looks like I don't currently have those in 1 ounce. I'm sorry about that. That's my bad. Thanks, man. Hey.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Are you on the live?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shop.
Okay. So sounds like a plan.
Constantly.
Okay. So I've had a couple people like jokingly ask me about making a West Point quarter into a ring, but I've never had someone follow through with it. It's some tough tape. Ugh. Yeah, it's always best to check your ring size before you get a ring from me. That's a good idea. And I do have a lot of options available in 1 ounces. It just looks like I don't have that particular design available. Here we go, right at a 9.5 again. Lovely, lovely. I'll take this off and see how it looks. Doop doop doo. Ooh, that feels nice. Yeah, that's comfortable. Very nice. All right, let's clean her up. Start with a little bit of steel wool. Just to get that fire scale off of there. And I might actually tumble this one for a little bit. That's an older coin, just to get that shine back to it. This isn't Chris. That's Navarro, man. I'm a whole other dude. So I'm gonna have to get. No, you're fine. Now it's been a while since I've been on here, so I can understand the confusion. He's been on quite a bit. We got it looking pretty good. I'm gonna hit it with a polishing cloth. If anybody has any questions before I head out, feel free to ask. Just something you want to say that's nice, you want to drop a compliment, now's the time to do it. Because we're about done here. I do appreciate y'all sticking around to the end, tapping that screen, leaving nice questions and comments. Really glad this came out well. It was a bit of a challenge. Never done a punch this small on a Morgan dollar before. Definitely got some nice detail on there. So Morgan dollar coin rings for me are $200. You can see all my pricing by going to the website linked on my profile or going to coinringmaker.com. Can I make one out of a 65 half? Yeah. It's not going to be silver though. The only year they did 90% silver in the 60s was a 64. So 65 is going to be copper clad. I'm pretty sure. It might be 40%. That looks good. Ooh, that's a S mint mark too. Nice and prominent. Nice. I like how you got the full wings on here. That's really cool. The whole eagle head. Usually those get cut off a little bit. Inside details though, still very crisp. Definitely going to do a little bit more cleaning up on this, but I'd say for the most part that one is done. Uh, 1962 quarters, worth about $8, $5 to $8 depending on condition. Yeah, that includes the coin. If you'd like a Morgan silver dollar coin ring, these are $200. Usually the rings I make are this thick though. This one is a bit of a special order. He wanted a thicker band. So this is how thick they usually come. And that way I can offer larger sizes. The bigger punch I use, the larger sizes I can offer. It's a balance between keeping as much detail on the coin as I can and offering a wider range in sizing. So since this one was relatively small, I was able to make it with a wider band, which I think came out really nice. Yeah, there's lots of coins to choose from. Just click around on the website. There's pretty decent photos of most of the rings finished, so you can get an idea of what you're looking for. You've got a lot to choose from. Very, very pretty. Well guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I would kindly ask that you spend, I don't know, 5 minutes at coinringmaker.com clicking around. If you can't do it, totally understand. But if you haven't yet, hit that follow button. And have a great day. Thanks for watching. One thing about silver is I can just never stop polishing it. I want it to be so shiny. Thanks guys. It was fun. Woo! It's pretty. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.